last game?
I think it's tonight. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Maybe it's. I don't even know.
Well, tell me about that milestone. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's obviously cool. I think anytime you hit a milestone like that, I remember hitting my 100th. I thought that was awesome. So I guess time just flies by, and here we are. But it's pretty special for sure.
What do you specifically remember about game 100?
Oh, geez. I can't really remember the day specifically, but, as a young kid, you grow up, you just want to play one game, and then, time goes on, and you end up, playing a lot more than you thought you were going to play. And for me, it's just a joy to be in the league every day, whether it's you play 10 games in the NHL or 1,000. It's a pretty special place to be.
When you look at what you guys have accomplished, and maybe as an individual, NHL playoffs, where do you still want to evolve to as a player and even with this group?
Yeah, I think, as a player, you always want to involve your game and be the best you can possibly be, and at the same time, being at your best to help the team win on a nightly basis. And, at the end of the day, it's about having, you want to play well yourself, but having team success. So just doing whatever you can to help the team out.
Following your guys' loss in Chicago, Linus Allmark remarked that you guys maybe lacked some maturity. Did you hear those comments, and what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we had the start we wanted to. Obviously, we knew it was going to be tough back-to-back, but I thought our second period was actually really good. Obviously, the third, they got a couple early, but we're excited to play tonight. Obviously, Calgary's a hungry team. They're looking for a win, too, so it should be a good one.
What challenge do the Flames pose tonight?
Yeah, I think they're a hard-working team who have some good defensemen and some skill up front, too, and a good goalie, so... they had a tight one the other night against Toronto, so we expect a good one tonight.
And just a note maybe on Nick Cousins, what it's been like playing with him.
Yeah, it's been awesome, honestly. My first time playing with him on a line, and he works really hard to get pucks back. He makes really nice plays actually down low, just getting pucks back and making little passes to great ozone time, so it's been a lot of fun.
Does he add a little spice to the line too? He said he likes to get to the dirty areas,
Yeah.
do that kind of thing.
Yeah, probably a few extra scrums now that he's on the line, but that's okay. That's his game.
Besides the new day job, obviously, with Tim Stützle, what have you seen from him from the past couple of games? You guys have been on the roll as a line also.
Yeah, really good. I mean, he had a lot of chances early on in the season, and now they seem to be going in. But the goal he scored the other night was pretty wicked. The way he stole the puck, spinorama, and then put the top shelf. So he does so many things well. But when he's a confident player, he's really dangerous, and he's always confident no matter what. I feel like.
Yeah, I am. So I'm really excited and looking forward to it.
What's been your perspective from where you've been sitting the last couple of games?
What do you mean, just my thoughts?
About the team, yeah.
I think we've been playing really well. I think, besides the last game, the other 4 games that we played, we played well defensively, and obviously we scored a lot of goals against Boston and Washington. So, yeah, it's huge to get those 2 points, and at the end of the day, even if it's the start of the season, every point matters. So it's good to see.
How comfortable were you starting to get with your game, especially with playing with Clevin?
Pardon me, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, how comfortable were you starting to get with your game, especially playing with Tyler Clevin?
Yeah, I mean, he's easy to play with. He's physical. He moves the puck well. It's easy to read off what he does. So, I just want to keep that going during the game. Just keep it simple, play solid, and, just go from there.
Talk about playing solid. Your offensive game was there when you were in the lineup last. Maybe what are you trying to bring from your game into this one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to try and bring the offensive game, but I just want to be solid defensively. Just make the simple play, give the puck to the forwards as fast as possible, and obviously if I'm in the offensive zone, I'll try and take the opportunity to try and score or make plays. So that's kind of what I'm going to try and bring tonight.
You're more familiar with the Calgary Flames just because you used to play in that division. Just what's the threat they pose tonight, especially given their record?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be hungry to win a game. They're off to a slow start, but that doesn't mean that they're not a good hockey team. Every game is so important. Every team's good. So, they're going to be hungry, and so are we. We came off a tough loss last game, so we're really excited to be back at home and bring that energy and get the win.
Have you enjoyed playing them in the past?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're hard to play against. You know, they work really hard. They're hungry for the puck. You know, they just keep it simple. They throw a lot of shots on net, so you know we just got to be really aware and you know be even hungrier. And yeah, I think we'll have success if we do that.
You never want to be out of the lineup, but how much can your fresh legs contribute to a team that's been playing a lot of hockey over the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, you know, with the Olympics, I think we play a lot of games, and we have been playing a lot of games. So, you know, I'm just excited to, you know, go on the ice and just, you know, get back to game speed again. And, you know, it'll take a little bit of time, but you know, I think as the game goes on, I'll feel more comfortable and go from there.
What's the message from the coaching staff been on like how you stay in the lineup consistently?
I think it's just being solid overall. You know, we also kind of came off a slow start, and we're trying to find our identity. And I know the coaches are really harping on you know finding our identity like they did last year. So, you know, for me personally, I just need to play solid. You know, I don't have to do too much. Just play like I can play. Keep it simple, solid, and you know, I think good things will happen if you do that.
I think we kind of wasted a lot of energy during the second. Coming off the back-to-back, we didn't have a great start, and then wasted a lot of energy in the second. Kind of made a push back, and then gave up another goal. So yeah, we just got to play our game. We got to play harder, and even if we don't have all legs, we got to play smarter.
How hard is it coming back in games? I think you've given up the first goal in 9 of the first 11. Like, how important is scoring that first goal today?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's a long game. We know that. Obviously, it helps if you're up in a game, but in the end, we have faith at any point during the game. Even against Chicago, we thought we have a chance to come back, and I think we kind of showed that in the second. And then, yeah, that's kind of a breaker when you get scored on, when you come back 4-3 and then get scored on. So, yeah, but in the end, obviously it helps, but I think we just got to trust the process, trust our game plan, and it doesn't matter if we're up a goal or down a goal.
Tim, how do your energy levels feel different now that you've had a day off? You know, you finished that back-to-back and you're back at home.
Yeah, sorry. It's good to kind of get a reset. Obviously want to watch that game as quick as possible. But yeah, it's good getting some rest, being at home, and yeah, obviously back-to-backs are hard, but those can't be an excuse. We should have played better, even if we're a little tired.
Following that game, Linus Ullmark just felt that there was a little lack of maturity on the team. Did you hear that? What did you think?
No, I didn't hear that.
Okay. Would you agree with that sentiment? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to disagree. But in the end, like I said, we should have played better, even if we're a little tired, and then the outcome would be different.
Just how frustrating was it? You guys played really well since the Oilers game, I would say. How frustrating was that game against Chicago, knowing that you played so well prior to that game?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
I said, how frustrating was the Blackhawks game since you guys played pretty well since the Oilers game, I would say, defensively?
Yeah, it was pretty frustrating. Obviously, if you give up 7, it's going to be hard to win this league. But in the end, like I said, I think we played a really good stretch of hockey. Those games can't happen too often, and we got to have a pushback tonight. And like I said, even if we are a little tired, we got to be mentally better, and we weren't. So that kind of cost us the game. But in the end, it's a long season. We haven't panicked in this room yet, so we know we're going to be fine, and we just got to be better every day.
Tim, how does it impact the game too if you score first or not?
Yeah, it definitely impacts the game. But we talked about this the whole time. We talked about it last year as well. It's just sticking to our game plan no matter what the score is. We don't want to sit back if we're up. We don't want to play all offense if we're down. So I think we did that in the second period against Chicago. We just kind of stuck to our game, got our chances, and bear down. But in the end, our game shouldn't change too much.
When you say stick to the process, how much are those words important when you go through like bumps and bruises? Like because without like believing in that, you can't go through. Is it like difficult sometimes to not let go of frustration?
Yeah, it is. But
like I said, I think we played some pretty good hockey. Maybe we didn't have the start we wanted, but I thought our pushback was great after the Edmonton game. And then from now on, it's just kind of believing in what we do. We all believe in what we do in this room, and that's the most important for us moving forward. And we don't really care what anybody else says besides this room. So we just got to focus on us, do what we can do, and then be better every day. I think that's the biggest key. We got to get better every day. And we know the season's hard at the start, but we gotta be better.
How much fun do you just have playing with Big Batherson? It seems like since you guys have been on the same line, you guys have been really playing well together.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a hell of a player. I told you guys that many times. I think he's one of the most underrated players, one of the best playmakers in the game, in my opinion. So it's been a lot of fun, and I think his game is kind of maturing every year as well. Plays a really hard game, and I think that's his best game if he's on the forecheck, playing hard and heavy. And yeah, he's been doing that. So I'm really glad I'm able to play with him, and we have some really good chemistry, I think, on and off the ice. So it's been fun.
This was one on your tape job. Is this now your forever tape job?
Yeah, we don't have to talk about my tape job.
How much has maybe Alfie kind of been helpful throughout the past couple of years, like coaching you and kind of mentoring you?
Yeah, he's been awesome. He's been really great for everybody in this room, I think. Just learning from him, learning from a Hall of Famer. He always got some tricks on the ice, off the ice, and he's just such a smart person. So it's just really fun to hear his opinions, and he doesn't always agree, which is great too. He disagree sometimes, and if you have a conversation with him, he's telling you he disagrees. So I really respect that a lot, and I think that's really important for us moving forward as well, that we can't just agree to anything. You got to be able to disagree sometimes too, and share your opinion.
Is there something like that kind of pops to mind, like that you've disagreed upon before or agreed upon before?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that, yeah.
So Sandy, 5 points for you over the past few games. Just maybe, how do you feel out there? Where do you see your game at over the past few games?
Yeah, I feel all right. I think I'm getting getting some looks to shoot the puck, and Zuby's playing great for me, so that always helps for sure.
On that note, you mentioned Zuby. What kind of does he bring to your pair overall, and what have you seen from his game over the early portion of the season that's helped you progress as well?
Just really steady. But this year I've noticed he's had a shot first mentality, which is awesome. He's got a great shot, and allows me to jump by the wingers in the O-zone. So he draws a lot of attention to him, and leaves me open. So it's nice.
Early on in the year, he spoke about complementing your game and kind of what he does to help you out. But how does maybe he also help your game and that complement? Like, how does that kind of happen between you two over the?
Yeah, I think it's just trust. He's so steady in the D zone, very competitive, and I just always trust him when he's on the ice. And if there's a breakdown, he's always going to be there to have my back.
How long does it take when you're playing with someone to firmly have that trust? Obviously, the more reps you get, the better. But how long would you say it would take for you when you're playing with someone to firmly have trust in the guy you're playing?
Yeah, I think it can take a while, honestly. Just different scenarios and games. It's different every game, so you never know what you're going to get. But like you said, too, just the reps in practice, we've had plenty of that. So, I'm very grateful to have him as my D partner.
Was there a specific time with Artem where you're getting those reps in, you're playing with him, where you were like, all right, I got it, like it just kind of snapped?
Yeah, I think so. I think last year, we played a few years together, and I think just knowing his habits and, where he wants the puck, where he's going to be, I think just, builds that confidence over time.
What do you need to see from your team here tonight?
Big response, get back to our game. I think there was bits of it last game, but again, not a full 60 minutes, and just be excited to play, bring the energy.
How much was last game's performance due to fatigue, playing the second night of a back-to-back? How much of those factors played into that performance?
I mean, yeah, you're going to be tired, but we got to be used to that. We play a lot of back-to-backs during the season, so and normally we're pretty good at it, but I think mentally and physically we weren't feeling it. But again, you got to find a way. You got to dig deep.
Dermy's in, Spence is in. Linus goes.
What's been the message to Jordan Spence on how he, can stay in the lineup pretty consistently?
First of all, patience. It's tough being in that spot when you're, that 6th, 7th defenseman on a team. And when he gets his opportunity, play well.
What's the benefit of having a competition level between some defensemen, like Matt and Powell and Spence?
That's just part of the NHL. There's 7 or 8 D that can usually play, 13, 14 forwards. Competition's good. I think the better your team is, probably the more competition you have. We're lucky that we've got 7 guys that we feel good about, and that's just, it sucks for a couple guys on the team, but good teams have to make hard decisions. It's, as a coach, a lot of times the hardest decisions you make are in those spots, and you put a lot of thought into it.
What makes the pairing of Sanderson so effective?
Well, good hockey players. Let's start there. I think they've played together long enough now that they understand each other. They take pride in playing against top players, but ultimately you can have all the pride you want. If you're not capable of it, you're not going to have success.
How have you seen Sanderson evolve as a player in the last year or so that you've coached?
A lot. He's a very driven person, first of all. I think elite players in the league, it doesn't happen by accident. They're driven to be their best version of themselves that they can be, or else they would come up short as far as how good they can be. Bless you. And he wants to be his best, and he's got extremely high level of skill. He works extremely hard, and he's attentive. He's very coachable, and you're lucky when you have a guy like Sandy to coach on your team.
Team has been giving up the first goal in 9 of the 11 games that you've had since the beginning of the year. From your experience, I mean, you've seen that before. What are the reasons for that, and anything to do to fix it?
I think if you knew the reason for sure, it wouldn't happen. Someone has to score first, and unfortunately we haven't been the one that has. I think every team in the league goes into the game hoping to get that first goal. It's an important stat. We'd like to get out of the gate a little quicker as far as the scoring goes, but sometimes it doesn't happen, and you got to find a way to win the hockey game still.
Tonight you're facing a team that's struggling. They have won 5 on the road. What is their strength? What do you look out for against them tonight? Because it's
they're Calgary had a really good year last year, and I think they took a big step. They're well coached. I don't think things have gone quite the way they wanted to this year, but I don't think their game totally reflects how they're playing. I'm expecting a very hard game tonight. A team that's going to play with a lot of desperation. I think they do in general. I think they're a hard-working team that is a close group, and we're going to have to be ready to play tonight.
Travis, you've been really happy with the direction your team's been going in the past 5 games. I know maybe Tuesday night not so happy. How do you just get back to that style of play tonight?
Yeah, just quite honestly, just reset and play. When we play well, we don't get overly excited about our game, but we still teach and learn why we played well. If we don't like our game, we address that as well. And we had a good meeting today, talked about our last game, what we didn't like about it, and get ready to play again. In the NHL this year, you don't have a lot of time to sit and dwell on good games. You don't have a lot of time to dwell on games that you don't like. And you got to have a short memory, win or lose, and move on and be ready to play the next game.
Just, it's been a while since fast. Just an update on Brady, how he's doing. Is he skating in the mornings? What's up with him?
He's doing fine. He's skated today. He's doing fine. He's progressing.